Revelation 4888. From the 1st of May 1950. The dead shall rise. Guilt of sins. Sin will be revealed on the last day. The dead will also rise in their works, that is, the souls which are spiritually dead will look back and experience every bad deed, every evil thought and will which they allowed to arise in their earthly life, as if written with fiery script, and then the soul will recognize its own hardness and also that it is not worthy for a life in the kingdom of light, because it will only be pleasing to God when it has complied with his wishes and decrees on earth. The dead will rise. Nothing will remain hidden, good and evil will be revealed, everything man has done and thought on earth will come to light, and woe to those whose deeds were evil. Every sin will find its retribution, provided it has not been deleted by Jesus Christ, that is, it was already forgiven on earth by the human being who, recognizing his guilt, carried it to the cross of Christ and requested absolution from him. These are redeemed from sin through Jesus' exceeding love and grace. And these need not fear the last judgment. But how few are they? Faith in Jesus Christ and his act of salvation is truly so rare to find, for mere words do not yet testify to him as long as he is not alive through love. Hence only those people can be considered redeemed through Christ's blood who live a life of love, who found Jesus Christ through love and recommended themselves to him in their spiritual adversity. For only love recognizes him as God and Redeemer of the world, but anyone who does not have love within himself only speaks empty words when he professes his faith in Jesus Christ. Anyone who does not have love within himself will not approach him in profound humility and confess his guilt to him, for anyone who does not have love within himself is still a slave to God's adversary who stands against Jesus Christ and thus prevents his heart from turning towards him. And therefore much sin will be revealed at the last judgment. Only a few will belong to those redeemed through Jesus Christ's blood, and people's guilt of sin will be enormous when the dead rise from the graves to justify their actions and thoughts. That is when the souls of those will have to confess their guilt, because nothing will remain secret any longer what once happened. All those who died without Jesus Christ, all those who did not acknowledge him on earth and thus did not avail themselves of the blessings of the act of salvation, will have to answer for themselves, for without living faith in him they will still dwell in deepest darkness in the beyond, even if endless times pass over it. For they cannot ascend without Jesus Christ because they do not have love within themselves, and even in the beyond an ascent is only possible through love. Even in the beyond they still have the opportunity to recognize Jesus Christ, yet only a few change into love of their own free will, only a few take hold of his saving Redeemer's hand when he descends to them in order to help them ascend to himself. Without love they don't recognize him and don't let him help them. For sin pulls them down and holds them in the depths as if with chains. Only one can free them from it, and they do not recognize this one in the blindness which is the consequence of sinfulness. But the last judgment will separate the spirits. Even then the merciful Father's hand will reach out to the sinners, and whoever grasps it and allows himself to be pulled up will be saved from the punishment of hell, of a renewed banishment in the solid matter of the new earth. Sin will be revealed and also the will of those who have sinned, and the fate of the souls will be in accordance with this will after the last judgment, for God is a God of love and mercy but also a God of justice. Amen.